Hello, it's 2022 and here are the stories behind the pictures. We had a year of two halves and the first half kicked off with an empty nest because after 27 long years my babies had left home. They did come and see their dad, which is great, but it also meant that I could go and see them in London town on this occasion. Also Mel, well, she was coming up and down the A40, still not in yet permanently. A bad start in terms of Ukraine. Who could possibly have thought we'd go to war? And COVID just didn't go away. These are Thomas's. But there was some good news, lots of good news. We were moving out of the shoebox that was number 18 into number 16, and that's because fabulous progress had been made on the house. Look how the front of the house had been transformed. The back of the house was taking shape beautifully. Inside there was all sorts of wonderful craftsmanship, from plastering and cornices to carpentry and painting. And Keith is a virtuoso on the digger. And how's that for a lawn? How's that for a transformation? So these are the boys on their last day. They've done a great job. There's very little left to do now. And that means we can move from 18 to 16. We get the Aardvark boys in. They'll move me out of in Cheltenham and in Swansea and in Cirencester. This is Cirencester, and the blossom tree, the birthday tree and the little mead. Still got to go see old Gordon and eat Seamus's chocolate eclairs. That's very, very important. It was a beautiful summer, so country walks and pubs with David were just fantastic. And a similar story in Swansea. I'd sold up. This is the football and the South Wales coastal path. And the sun is starting to go down on my time there now. And I'm very sad about that. You see that? This is my last day. And this was my last day 30 years ago, so I'll be back. David's been very brave in adversity, and Griff, well, he's got better, so that's really good. Elton John, soundtrack to my life, and here I am walking the bay with Seamus. Also been going to London regularly. Here the Cards boys, they're looking very happy, and London's a great place to meet up with friends. You know, the Harrises, and here's the gang from Cirencester. This is where I used to work, in Moorgate, yes, and this is where I used to live for 3 years in Albert Square in Stockwell. And I used to walk over here to my work in Baker Street from Belsize Park. I used to live opposite the Tube. London's also fabulous for all the galleries, for the concerts. This is David Gray, probably the best of all the concerts. Shows like Andrew Lloyd Webber, Queen, yes, Queen, Brian May, what a hero, been knighted, and Jodie Comer was an astonishing actress. We had a few little holidays. They were good holidays. They went on a walking holiday to Gran Canaria with the band and their lovely wives. There they all are. And then on to Rome with Matthew for his birthday treat. The philosophers. We love the philosophers. And of course, full of old ruins and wonderful food. The silly hats, well, that must mean we're on a canal holiday. Yes, we all went on a canal holiday. It was a big success. Mum was 98. Isn't that great? And here she is with all my siblings. That's the end of the first half. Second half, very different, because after 10 years, Mel's moved in and I could kind of move away now from slobbery to smartening up. Here she is. She's moving into her natural habitat. Very, very lucky to have wonderful friends just round the corner. Bronwyn and Becca makes life so much easier for her. It also means, because we're not in a shoebox, we have visitors now. We have visitors races, Charlie and Lizzie and Ellie in the summer. Margaret and Seamus in their beautiful garden, because the weather was fantastic. Mr. Eccles here came for an inspection. Cat's friends came up, that was great. The parks looked glorious. Mel and I were going swimming 8:30 most mornings, that was just marvellous. Daniel and Matthew came to see their granny, as did Trevor and David, my brothers, so that's good. Darius and Thomas, well, they got the lawn ready for the great Gurgler August Spectacular up to top of Cleve Hill. Here are the Hansel boys, and Ian was foolish enough to come around, ended up planting a hedge. Kat went off to Bristol, so there's a lot going on. And Amanda came to hug her sister, and look at old Dom planting a schmacker there. Jackie cooked a kind of wonderful meal. And Matt came to be fed for a week, which is just great. Here's Mel with Becca and Scarlett, and Bronwyn and Carly. Carly came to stay for a week, which was nice. And Roddy, well, Roddy was 70 next door. Back up that hill, Cleve Hill again, and Thomas came for the races, which never were, they got snowed off, whilst Trevor had all the cousins round. What happened with the house, I hear you say? Well, nothing serious. And I have to say, I don't understand why. There was a mess up with the windows, which took far too long and never got to the bottom of what really happened there. You can see it kind of taking shape, and by August we thought we're just about there, but we're not. There's so many things that still need to be done when we've been left high and dry for 4 months. Not deliriously happy about that. But we did get on with our plan to travel more, and this is a trip to see Lizzie and Suna and Simon in Devon and Dorset, North Wales with Gordon and Jenny. They love walking up hills along beaches, and Gary, he loves drinking, and we did a lot of that in Spain in Majorca, so that was very good. The Queen died, which is still a shock because she's been there all my life. She's been an ever-present. Lots of excitement about a new Prime Minister. And we went off to Greece thinking, oh, well, you know, we went to Athens and to Hydra, and we came back expecting great things. But no, it had all gone down the toilet. Terrible. We were a laughing stock. I think this is a very clever tweet here which kind of sums the whole thing up. And our third Prime Minister, I haven't got great hopes. I did go see Roxy Music, loved Roxy Music, and then on to Kew Gardens that Ellie had organised. The jokes with the boys are the same as they have been for 35 years. And I did get to Swansea, but not as much as I wanted to. And certainly wanted to see Pink Floyd, but got COVID again. Seamus was very upset it wasn't going. And I was very upset. I was really looking forward to it. So that's not good at all. Still positive when the boys went off to Vienna without me. But the next day, yes, I was clear. So I jumped on a plane and I got out, and that was just great. What was also just great was the Carole King thing in Cheltenham. Then on to Florence, empty Florence, bike tours, galleries, architecture, food, just fabulous. The World Cup was going on. Wales did well to get there, but not great when they were there. And I think everybody's pleased that Messi won. Now, I love Christmas, and we've got you can do things in new ways. A new Christmas tradition, a new house. Thomas came up to see Granny, and he's looking very swanky here in London town. Daniel, well, he's not a swanker. No, he's a boozer. And here he is with his happy friends, this happy gang. And Matthew, well, Matthew lives with a man who's a proud cat owner. So that's quite something, isn't it? Yes. Anyway, all the quacks came up. We had a fabulous Christmas Day meal and silly films. And then Daniel and Matthew on Boxing Day. Guess what? Cleve Hill again. Ellie and Lizzie cooked a fantastic turkey and a ham pie. And that's it. It's all over. So thank you very much for listening, and see you next year. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Look your last on all things lovely.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, John.
Diddle diddle dumpling.
You know that I love you.
Oh, that's very nice. Diddle diddle dumpling.
My son, John.
Okay, bye, Mum. Bye-bye.